I'm sitting in this old shack at the edge of nothing, and I can hear it outside. The growling. The scraping of claws against wood. The breathing that don't sound human because it ain't human. It's coming for me. And there ain't nothing I can do to stop it. My name don't matter anymore. Nothing about me matters anymore except this: I had 7 years. 7 years to live like a god. 7 years to have everything I ever wanted. And I'm about to tell you why it wasn't worth it. Let me start at the beginning. Let me tell you about the nothing I came from. I grew up in the delta of Mississippi around 1911. Poor don't even describe it. There's no word for what my life was. Everything was closed to me. Every door had a lock on it. Every opportunity was for somebody else. I was born into a box and the walls were closing in. My parents were already dead by the time I was old enough to understand what death was. I was raised by people who barely had enough for themselves. I worked in fields that didn't belong to me, for money that barely fed me, under a sun that burned skin black. The only thing that saved me was a guitar. I found it in someone's trash. It was broken. The strings were rusty. The body was warped. But something about it called to me. I spent months fixing it up. Learning how to coax sounds out of it. Teaching my fingers how to move. And I realized something. I realized that music was freedom. The blues musicians I saw traveling through town, they had something I didn't have. They had power. They had respect. They had women who wanted them. They had money. They had mobility. They could go wherever they wanted. They weren't chained to a plantation. They weren't bending to nobody's will. I was 20 years old and I decided I was going to be a blues man. I was going to play guitar and sing, and I was never going to work for nobody again. That's when the rejection started. I played in juke joints. I played in bars. I played wherever they'd let me play. And most nights, I got booed off the stage. Some nights, a bottle came flying at my head. Some nights, I got paid in bruises instead of money. But I kept practicing. I kept watching the good players. I kept studying how they moved their fingers. How they bent the strings. How they made the guitar sing like it had a soul. And slowly, painfully slowly, I got better. Not good. Just better. I was still getting rejected. Still getting bottles thrown. Still getting paid nothing. The last gig I played before everything changed was at an old juke joint on the edge of town. I was bad that night. Really bad. My fingers didn't work right. My voice cracked. The rhythm was off. And when I finished, I got booed. Loudly. The owner told me he wasn't paying me. He said, "Come back when you actually learn how to play." I had 1 nickel left. That was all the money I had in the world. I took that nickel to the bar and bought myself a shot of whiskey. Cheap whiskey. The kind that burns on the way down and tastes like regret. The bartender, I don't remember his name, he looked at me drinking that whiskey. He saw something in my face. Desperation, I guess. Hopelessness. He asked me what I wanted out of life. And I told him. I said I wanted to make money playing the blues. I wanted women. I wanted freedom. I wanted to never be poor again. I wanted to be so good at guitar that nobody could ignore me. The bartender got this look on his face. Like he was looking at something he recognized. He said, "That's a lot to want." I said, "I got nothing to lose." He told me about the CrossRoads. He said there was a place at the edge of town where two roads crossed. He said if I went there at 1 in the morning on a Saturday night, I would meet someone. He said I should tell that someone exactly what I wanted. I laughed. I thought he was crazy. I said, "You think I'm Robert Johnson? You think that stuff is real?" He didn't answer. He just walked away. But that night, I thought about it. And the next night, and the next night after that. I was out of money. I was out of options. I'd hit bottom and there was no lower to go. And something in me, some desperate, hungry thing, made me believe that maybe it was real. Maybe at that crossroads, I could find something. A deal. A way out. A way to become what I wanted to be. So I went. It was 1 in the morning on a Saturday. The night was dark. There wasn't a moon. I walked to the edge of town and found the crossroads. Two roads meeting in the shape of an X, with nothing around them but darkness and fields. And there was a man standing there. I couldn't see his face clearly. Something was wrong with the light around him. It was like the darkness bent around him differently. But I could feel him. I could feel the power radiating off him. The presence. It wasn't human. He asked me what I wanted. I told him. Money. Success. Women. Freedom. I told him I wanted to be the best blues musician alive. I told him I wanted to never be poor again. He smiled. I could see his teeth in the darkness and they were too white. Too perfect. Too many. He said, "That's a lot to want. What are you willing to give for it?" And I knew what he meant. I knew what the price was. He wanted my soul. I should have walked away. I should have turned around and gone home and tried to build something real. But I was 20 years old and I was desperate and I was hungry for everything I'd been denied. I said yes. The deal was 7 years. 7 years of everything I wanted. 7 years of success and money and women and freedom. And after 7 years, he would come and collect his payment. We made the contract right there at the crossroads. Not with words. With something deeper. With something that felt like a piece of me being ripped away and handed over. And then it started. Everything changed immediately. Within days, I had ideas for songs that were brilliant. They just came to me, fully formed. I would sit down with my guitar and the music would flow out like I was channeling something. Like I was just a vessel for something greater. I recorded songs and they sold. I got paid. Real money. Actual money that didn't leave my hand immediately. People wanted to hear me play. They would pack juke joints just to listen. They would applaud. They would cheer. Women came to me. Beautiful women. Smart women. Women who wanted to be near me. I could have any of them. I did have most of them. I moved from town to town and there was always someone waiting. I had freedom. Complete freedom. I could go wherever I wanted. Do whatever I wanted. There were no rules for me anymore. I was untouchable. I was charmed. For the first year, it was everything I dreamed. But something was wrong. The money would come and then it would leave. I'd make $100 and the next day I'd have nothing. It was like the universe was taking it back. Like the deal included a clause where I couldn't actually keep the wealth. I could have the experience of success, but not the security of it. I was always broke. Always desperate for the next gig. Always running. The women were the same way. They came and they went. I had them but I didn't have them. They wanted the fame, not me. They wanted the blues musician, not the man. And when I tried to connect with someone, to actually be with someone, it fell apart. The love never came. Just the transaction. Just the body. Just the emptiness afterward. By year 2, I realized something. I realized that what I'd gotten was a curse disguised as a blessing. I had everything I thought I wanted and it meant nothing. The success was hollow. The women left me more alone than before. The money slipped through my fingers like water. I was living the dream and I was miserable. And I couldn't stop. That was the cruelest part of the deal. I couldn't stop. I had to keep playing. Had to keep moving. Had to keep performing. It was like something else was controlling me. Like the demon who made the deal had puppeteer strings attached to my limbs. I was a marionette dancing to music I didn't choose. Years 3 and 4 were dark. Really dark. I started drinking to numb the emptiness. I started using other substances. I was trying to fill the void inside me, but nothing worked. Every pleasure turned to ash. Every triumph turned to dust. Every woman's body turned to ice under my hands. By year 5, I knew. I knew with absolute certainty that I had made the worst mistake of my life. I thought about the bartender's comment. "You're sure that's all you want?" He was giving me a chance to reconsider. He knew. He knew that money and women and fame weren't enough. He knew that what I really wanted, what everybody really wants, was meaning. Connection. Love. A reason to wake up in the morning that wasn't about getting more. I thought about the simple life I could have had. I could have stayed in one place. Found a plot of land. Worked it. Saved money slowly, honestly, without magic. Found a good woman who actually loved me. Had children. Built something that lasted. Built a family. Built a home. Instead, I chose hunger. I chose endless hunger that could never be satisfied. Years 5, 6, and most of 7 were about accepting what I'd done. About understanding the price of the deal. About realizing that you can't trade your soul and expect to stay human. You can't make that kind of contract and expect to feel anything real anymore. And then, a few weeks ago, the dream started. First, I saw red eyes. In my sleep, I saw eyes glowing red in the darkness. Just eyes at first. Watching me. Judging me. Waiting. Night after night, the dreams got worse. The eyes stayed. But now I could see the shape they belonged to. A face. Not human. Something ancient. Something hungry. Something that had been waiting for this moment. A few nights ago, I saw the full form. A hellhound. Black fur. Teeth like knives. Eyes like burning coals. Standing in a storm. Rain pouring down. thunder cracking the sky open. And it looked at me. Really looked at me. Saw me for what I was. Saw that I was its property now. And then it lunged. I woke up screaming. My body was covered in sweat. I could still feel its teeth on me. Could still smell the sulfur and rot coming off its breath. That was the final dream. The last warning. The time is up. I came to this shack 3 days ago. I've been writing this story since then. Writing down everything so that someone will find it. Someone will read it. Someone will understand. And now I can hear it outside. The hellhound. It's been circling this shack for 2 days. Growling. Scraping. Waiting for me to make a move. I haven't eaten. I haven't slept. I'm just sitting here with a pen and paper and a growing dread that is so profound it's almost peaceful. The 7 years are over. And now comes the payment. I want to say something to anyone who reads this. Anyone who hears this story. Anyone who is thinking about making the same deal that I made. Don't. Don't trade your soul for anything. Not for fame. Not for money. Not for women. Not for freedom. Because what you're really trading is the ability to feel anything real. You're trading meaning for success. You're trading love for lust. You're trading connection for isolation. And it's never worth it. I think about that simple life I could have had. I think about a wife who loved me. I think about children who knew my name. I think about working land that was mine. I think about growing old in a place where people knew me and respected me not because I was famous, but because I was good. I think about quiet nights. Peaceful nights. Nights where I slept without nightmares. I think about rest. God, I think about rest. If I could go back, I would take nothing. I would tell that bartender I wasn't interested. I would walk past that crossroads and never look back. I would take the bruises and the rejections and the poverty and I would build something real. Something that lasted. Because what I have now, fame without love, money that vanishes, women who don't care about me, a body that doesn't belong to me anymore, is worse than poverty. It's hell. Literal hell. And the hellhound outside is just making it official. I can hear it scratching at the door now. The wood is old and rotting. It won't hold much longer. I'm writing as fast as I can because I need someone to know. I need someone to understand. I need someone to learn from my mistake. The deal isn't worth it. The crossroads is a trap. The man with the teeth who offers you everything you want is lying. He's lying about what happiness is. He's lying about what freedom is. He's lying about what you need. What you need is love. What you need is connection. What you need is to build something that matters. What you need is to be known by someone who sees you and chooses you anyway. What you need is to matter to people you care about. All of that was possible without the deal. All of that was available to me if I'd just been patient. If I'd just believed that a simple life could be enough. But I chose this. I chose hunger over contentment. I chose fame over family. I chose emptiness over home. And now the price is due. I hear it breaking through the door. I hear the snarling getting closer. I feel the cold radiating off something that shouldn't exist in this world. This is the end of my confession. This is my warning. If you ever find yourself at a crossroads. If you ever meet a man with teeth too white and eyes too knowing. If you ever get offered a deal that seems too good to be true. Walk away. Walk away and choose the simple life. Choose the woman who loves you for you. Choose the children and the home and the meaning. Choose anything except what I chose. Because what I chose was hell. And hell is real. I can feel it now. I can feel it taking me. I can feel my body being pulled toward something I can't see. Toward a place that exists beyond this world. And I deserve it. I deserve every moment of it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone I hurt. I'm sorry to the women I didn't love. I'm sorry to the people who actually cared about me and I treated like they were nothing because they weren't famous enough. I'm sorry to myself. I'm sorry for throwing away the life that could have been. I'm sorry. I hear nothing but darkness now. I hear nothing but the sound of my own ending. This is Marcus. This is my final confession. Don't make my deal. Don't go to the crossroads. Don't trade your soul. No matter what you want. No matter how hungry you are. No matter how desperate you feel. It's never worth it. The pain. The emptiness. The hell. It's never worth it. I'm gone now. The darkness is complete. And I deserve every second of it.